Hi everyone, I'm Joel Baird, the General Manager of Missoula Community Access Television, inviting you to this, our first show of 2019.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I'm Kim Anderson. I'm on the board of MCAT, and I'm the Director of Programs and Grants at Humanities Montana.
We have a nice show today. There's a number of guests, and folks from the MAM are patiently waiting for our harangues to end.
Right.
But I have just a few things to point out to you, dear viewer. One of which is Saturday animation is still going strong. Scott said they had 7 kids for animation last Saturday.
Wow.
It's a 4-hour open play date at MCAT. For $10, you may bring a child here.
Best deal
Hopefully
in town.
One over which you have some responsibility and control. And,
Not just any random child.
And they should be between the ages of 9 and 13.
Yes.
Scott can work with kids, that are a little younger, a little older. Just give us a call, 542-6228. But every Saturday, for the foreseeable future anyway, there is this 1 to 5 animation workshop at MCAT. And then, Scott, if you want to show them the MCAT webpage, I might be able to see the date. Spring Flicks at MCAT, March 25th through 29th. It's a $150 fee for 5 days. So it's the whole spring break.
Oh, this is like a spring camp.
Yeah.
Training camp.
Yeah. I think, Scott, are you guys going to do animation? Or are you going to make short movies? You're going to do everything.
It's the world.
You're going to do everything.
He's promising the world.
Yeah, and typically what we have, as a sidebar to that activity is our virtual reality setup, which is often given like little kibble and bits, like to
carrot and stick.
Yes. But that's the break time. Kids can use, we have a number of games in virtual reality, and Scott's been very generous with his hoverboard.
Wow.
And our insurance covers a lot of
Does that sound like a perfect day if you're 9 or what? Yeah.
Right. That's almost all. And then at the end of the show, I would like to show the patient, dear viewer, a little clip of the new library.
Yes.
This virtual reality thing we're talking about. So that's my harangue.
Well, I just have one bit of news to share with people, and that is that the Governor's Humanities Awards, which are given obviously by the Governor's Office in conjunction with Humanities Montana, will be happening in Helena on February 7th. And that's a Thursday. We're honoring 5 great humanists from around the state. Our keynote speaker is Bill Pullman. Quite a draw.
Wow.
I know. And tickets are still available on our website. So humanitiesmontana.org. Right there you go. There they are. And you can get a ticket for the banquet, which is that evening, and there'll be an afternoon ceremony in the rotunda of the State House with our Lieutenant Governor. So
nice.
It's a lovely day, a lovely day.
Oh, that sounds really wonderful.
Yeah.
To break up the winter blues, too.
Yes, exactly. They'll drive over to Helena. I was there last week. The roads were clear. It was beautiful, sunny.
Right.
Yes,
no inversion.
Had a great dinner.
It's got to hurt. Well, now, on to our first guests.
Yes.
Joe Kellogg, John Kalsbeek they're here
guys.
from Missoula Art Museum. Thank you for coming over. Thank you. So the auction is the occasion. What's going on?
Well, lots of stuff leading up to it. We've got our exhibition open for the art auction right now at the museum. A lot of great artists, local and national, and we're really trying to ramp up some good visiting from that. There's a lot of good stuff to see there. We're also going to be planning our first game night here coming up on Thursday. It'll be Hack the MAM, and just a good way for people to come and see the art that we have going on in the auction, get used to the artists, and just have a good time. We're going to have a scavenger hunt and some prizes and a lot of free things going on there, so that should be really fun. But all leading up to our auction coming up on February 2nd, and John can kind of tell you a little bit about that.
Okay.
Yeah. It's our 47th
Wow.
annual auction, the 45th year of the museum, but there were 2 auctions prior to the formation of the art museum to raise funds to start that first, the museum itself.
Yeah, which is in the old Carnegie Library right around the corner
That is true.
from MCAT.
Yep.
We've got 80 artworks again. We've had 80 for quite a few years now. We've found a number that we like. A big change this year. We've reduced the number of pieces in the live auction We've been doing 40 pieces live and 40 silent for the last, I think, 5 years or so. And this year we've cut it back to 31 in the live auction.
Interesting.
It has to be a real delicate balance. I mean, people's attention span only goes so far.
Right.
And I mean, I've been coming to the auction for years and years, and you guys have it down to an art and a fine science.
Well, yeah, we've done it a lot, and every year we try to hone in a little more. And there's been a few over the last few years that have gone a little longer than we wanted, and for the patrons, and also out of fairness for the artists whose work is in the last 5 or 6 pieces, if it's 10:30 and a lot of people have left, it's not fair to the artwork. You don't get good sales.
Right.
So we think at 30 we're going to have a really fun, concise. We've got a great auctioneer again, and we're going to try to get it started at 7, which is a little earlier than before, and we hope to have it done by 9 is our goal.
See, they're
Sounds
appealing.
like the award ceremony, like Golden Globes, Academy
Right.
Award.
This is for people like me that like to be home by 10. Yeah.
Sure. Some people want to go out, or some
Do
people
Right.
want to
something
be
else
home.
after the
Yeah.
auction.
They'll be able to hang out a little bit,
Yeah.
not be in a rush. So yeah, we're
And,
excited.
The artists have been typically fairly generous. When artists participate in the auction, they can give a percentage to the museum, and sometimes artists give all of the
Right.
proceeds for the museum.
They all enter with at least a 50-50 split,
Right.
which is a great donation from everybody, and then they have the option to elect
Right.
75% or a full donation of the sale. And we
And
do
it-
have quite a few that do that.
It's important to the museum's budget, right? This is the largest fundraiser the museum undertakes, public fundraiser, each year.
It is. We do other smaller things, but it is kind of just our main fundraiser, and it does account for roughly 10% of the annual budget. And as you guys know, but maybe everybody else doesn't, that the museum is always free. We don't charge admission, so what do we open 5 days a week to the public, and always free. And so fundraisers like this really help, and the donations from artists in the community, are a great part of that. So we try to give back to the artists that, once a year we ask to help us out.
And the venue is nice. The ballroom at University Center.
I'm glad you guys are back there.
We've produced there for, traditionally for a long time, and then we moved away a couple times, but we've been back. Yeah, they're great to work with, and it's a nice big room. They give us that whole lobby up on the second floor, so yeah, there's plenty of space.
Now, I've heard that tickets are going fast.
are.
If people don't already have their tickets, can they still get on it?
Absolutely. Joe has been, I don't know if you've been tracking or not. I know we were over 225 at the end of last week,
Wow.
so that's more than half of the. It's really good. Usually it doesn't ramp up until about now. The last couple weeks we usually start selling, but it'll sell out. We'll sell for 420 or so, 430 maybe. But yeah, you can still call or email, talk to Joe.
Yeah, 728-0447 is the museum's number, or you can email us or get your tickets online as well.
You can just go to the website. Easiest thing in the world to do that. Yeah.
And I would encourage people to just go to the museum.
Yes,
You know?
just
It's
walk
really-
in.
It's
Yeah.
really come such a long way with the addition, that was made,
It's
I don't know
gorgeous.
how many years ago, but when it first started, like I remember having a show there in the 90s, like a video show on the second floor.
Wow.
And it was pretty humble. The whole deal was pretty humble. Yeah, it was very exciting to have a show and everything. I was humbled by that.
I remember the old building. Yeah.
Like a lot of things in Missoula, it's come along.
Yeah.
And there's just been so much in media recently about how kind of exciting a time it is in Missoula's art community in general right now. And
I read that article today.
yeah. So this is a good way to get involved if you haven't done it before.
Absolutely.
It's a fun night. You get dinner,
You
right?
get dinner, yeah.
Cash bar.
Cash bar. We open doors at 5. So like I said, there's 80 pieces, 30 and then 31. The rest of them will be silent auction. So there will be a pretty big size silent auction this year, but we feel confident that we can sell that. We've done really well with the silent auction in the past by really featuring it and focusing on it. It's not a sidebar, It's full of we select all the art and then we just put it out there. So it's not which it's not a weighted thing like that. But yeah, 5 o'clock there'll be silent auction bidding and cocktails till 6:30. We're gonna sit for dinner, and then like I said, 7 will be the live auction. So a lot of people. I mean, we have 400 plus guests, and 80 pieces. Obviously, a small fraction of the audience goes home with a piece of
Right.
art. But a lot of people
But
just
you
come
can
because
try.
it's so fun. You can. It's fun.
And if you want to get a leg ahead of people, you can go to the museum, check out the exhibition.
All
We
right.
do accept bidding by proxy.
Yeah.
And there is a buy it now option with a lot
That's
of silent
right.
auction pieces. So.
Now, before we let you guys go, I do want to hear a little bit more about this Thursday night event because I still don't get it.
Oh, yeah. Thursday, January 17th.
Yeah, so Thursday night is going to be our first game night over at the MAM. We're going to have a type of scavenger hunt. It's going to last from 6:30 to 8:30, and you
What?
can come in at any time during that point. We've got 4 different categories, so basically you're going to go around and look for just some factual information, something interpretive, maybe do some drawing competitions, and then each time you finish up one of those tests, you get an entry as into one of the drawings that we're going to be doing. So it's free and open to the public. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's a no-host bar. And yeah, I think it's a great way to kind of get an idea of what we have in the auction this year.
Oh, that sounds
Interesting.
great.
And then the
Yeah.
scavenger hunt, do people run around town, or is it
It's
limited
just
to
going
the
be
building?
in the auction exhibition. So
Wow,
they'll be looking around for
interesting.
different pieces from our auction.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. My mom used to do that when we were children.
I did it with my kids in
Kept us so
museums.
busy
I
in
would
the
just give them a bunch of
summer.
postcards and say,
There you
go
go.
find them.
No kidding? No, we had things led to other things.
Oh, no, I was just wanting
Ours was a
peace
good
in the
deal.
museum.
More thoughtful.
It'll be a fun way to get people to look at all the work in the exhibit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
You know,
Yeah.
and
I
like
get it.
To look
have to
closely.
go through and find little whatever
Right, that may be
clues
in the
are in one
background
piece
or see-
yeah.
It's a great idea.
It
That's
really
that's
actually-
new.
It is. Well, thank you both so much for taking the time to be on our show. It's on every day for 2 weeks, different time of day. And we'll put it on Facebook so you can see yourselves.
Okay.
if you're
All right.
on that. Hey, Scott, do you think then maybe before next Molly is coming, could you show people that virtual reality tour of the library while we change guests out? All right, thanks.
Thumbs up.
So what you're going to see is architect's render, I guess, of the new library building. And this is available to you if you go to MissoulaPublicLibrary.org and then click on Grow MPL in the upper right-hand corner, which is a little cryptic. You'll see stuff about the new library. One, the fundraising campaign is open to anyone. They'll take your nickels and dimes at this point. And if you want to get inspired as to what those nickels and dimes might support, take a look at this. Yeah, the one that says take a tour, I think. Yeah. Take a look at this and we'll be right back.
most about that trip was the library.
It's the most beautiful library.
Oh, we're back.
Hey, hi.
Well, so that clip ended just before you ran up to the second story.
So you'll get to see the second
be sure
story.
to see the rest. That was just
Right.
the first floor. And some of you might have noted there was an MCAT sign there because we're going to be there, Lord willing, March 2020, June 20. You know how these things go. We're going to be there someday.
Someday.
Great.
Molly Stockdale is here from Travelers
Hey,
Rest.
Molly.
Welcome.
Nice to see you guys.
Yeah, thanks for being on the show.
Sure.
So what caught my eye was the winter storytelling at
Yeah.
Travelers Rest. But I was going to ask you if you couldn't just tell the folks at home that, you know, they may not have heard of Travelers Rest, what it's all about.
Sure. So Tavelers Rest State Park is the site of we say it's the only archaeologically verified campsite of the Lewis and Clark expedition. So when you come out to visit the park, you are literally walking in the footsteps of Lewis and Clark, as well as the many tribes that used that area as a gathering place over the centuries.
Right.
So we interpret the story of the archaeology, and you can come see some of the artifacts that are actually uncovered at Travelers Rest.
Nice.
As well as we tell a little bit of the story of the Bitterroot Salish tribe, who lived in that area for millennia, and the other tribes that came to that area for trade, like the Nez Perce and the Shoshone.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And so the Travelers Rest in the spring through summer and fall, is it open to the public like as a drop-in or?
So actually the park is open year-round.
Year-round.
Our visitor center is open Wednesday through Sunday from 10 to 4 and closed on Monday and Tuesday, but the park itself is open 9 to 5 every day of the week.
Wow.
The gates are unlocked. You're welcome to walk in or bike in beyond those hours, but as of right now, the 9 to 5 hours are what we can do with the state resources.
Sure.
Well, that's
Sure.
great. Though.
Yeah.
So yes, I saw a really interesting lineup on your website of the winter storytelling.
Yeah, absolutely. I have my little cheat sheet
Yes.
here.
Perfectly all right.
So I don't forget anybody. Winter storytelling has been going on at the park now for actually 16 years.
That long.
That
I mean, know it's gone on a long time. We've worked together, but
Exactly.
I had no idea. Congrats.
Yeah. And so this is just a sort of, in the Salish tradition, stories were told in the wintertime when you were hunkered down in the teepee around the fire. It was a great time to teach kids through stories and also to just share the culture when you weren't so busy gathering resources or hunting.
Right.
So we are sort of honoring that tradition of winter storytelling by bringing in speakers. It's every Saturday morning at 11 in January and February. We've had a couple of great speakers so far this year. J.R. Spencer is a Nez Perce storyteller, and Tony Inkashola was there just this last weekend. We have some other exciting speakers coming up as well. For this week, for example, we have, thanks to Humanities Montana,
Oh, is it one of ours?
Mary Jane Bradbury
Oh,
is
great.
going to be
Great.
at the park, and she is going to be telling the story of the unsinkable Molly Brown, and within that framework of how Molly Brown became this legendary figure, how the media built her up beyond what her real story was. And so I think there's a little maybe fake news twist on the story.
That's right. That's right.
Now, she was a legendary survivor of the Titanic.
Yes, but the reality is very different from the
Oh,
play, for
right.
instance, or the story we all kind of have in the back of our heads. And it is part of our Informed Citizen series, which looks at the role of media plays in our culture in general and in a democracy especially. So
Right.
I'm excited. I hope to get out to hear that because I haven't heard it yet.
Oh, good.
So it's this coming Saturday,
That
which
is
is the 19th.
The 19th at 11 a.m.
Right.
And then weeks following that, the other speakers, the whole, all the information on the speakers is on our website, which is www.travelersrest.org. But some of the other speakers that we have coming, Mariah Gladstone is going to come and talk about native foods. She is a young woman and champion of sort of a native diet. She founded a website called Indigit Kitchen.
Wow.
And
cool.
so she's not only coming to talk, but we tell that she's going to bring her own brownies made from I don't know, native ingredients.
Oh,
So
cool.
we're kind of
Oh,
excited.
interesting.
Yeah, part of storytelling each week is homemade treats from the crowd, and good coffee, and then stories. So. Some of our other speakers this year, Bob Brown is going to be coming. Dr. Bob is going to be there as a living historian portraying Captain Charles Ron.
Yeah.
Oh, he likes that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the viewers might know that he is the former director of the Historical Museum at Fort Missoula.
That's
That's
correct.
correct.
That's correct. And he has a new book that he's written on Captain Ron and the
Oh, cool.
Frontier Infantry. So he's going to portray Captain Ron and then talk to us a little bit about his book. Another Humanities Montana is going to be, program is going to be towards the end. Neil Lewing is coming down
good.
from Polson to do America's Musical Legacy. So he'll have songs that were popular during the time of Lewis and Clark and,
Wow.
and
Neat.
moving up through the centuries. So that should be another fun one.
So each Saturday there's something going on, right? And at the same time,
At 11 a.m. every
11
Saturday.
a.m. every Saturday.
And is the program free?
It's $5 per person or
Huh.
free for members of Tavelers Rest Preservation and Heritage Association, which is just a $40 membership for the year. So you get free admission plus other benefits through the year. if you
Yeah,
join.
that's a better deal.
It does seem
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a really better deal. indeed.
And we are actually this year, we're sort of capping off the whole thing with a special program on March 9th. Mark Moss from Tell Us Something
Oh.
is going to be coming out and doing a storytelling workshop. So for those of us who maybe feel like we have a story inside but don't know how to quite get it out, he's going to lead us through a workshop, and then we'll finish that afternoon with some special storytelling from 2 to 4 from folks who are
In the workshop.
who are in the workshop.
That'll
Oh,
be a
that's
great,
really nice.
really interactive deal. And he is a terrific
He is.
workshop leader.
And if you'd like MCAT to record it, to make the people feel even more self-conscious, you could fill out a media
We'd love to help
assistance
out.
grant
Yes.
great.
at our website.
Yeah.
But I mean, it
Yeah.
might be fun.
Yeah, it might be fun.
It's hard to say. And of course, I'm very concerned that people know how to get there. I'm
Yeah.
like Highway 12 South, take a right.
Take a right, exact. So go 93 south to Lolo, take a right on Route 12, like you're heading
Yeah.
to Idaho, and we're on the left-hand side.
Almost immediately, right? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
boom,
Right.
there it is.
Yeah, right across from the steakhouse and
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, the steakhouse. Big deal.
So yeah, it's quick. It's a lot closer than you think it is. If you don't
Yeah.
head down to Lolo very often, it's just 8 miles. So
Yeah. Oh, Molly,
It
is there anything
sounds
you want
like
to
a
add,
great
though?
lineup.
I know
no.
we're doing okay on time.
We're doing okay on time. Some of the other speakers that we have coming are Roz Lapierre is a Blackfoot Métis scholar, and she's going to come and talk about ethnobotany. And I mean, it's just each week we try to do something a little bit different. So sometimes you'll get a traditional story, and sometimes you'll get really the science that comes behind those stories. And I just would encourage everybody to come out and give it a try. We will also check the website, bringing back our Trekker Kids program, which takes place at the same time. Storytelling is it's appropriate for children for the most part, but it is geared towards an adult audience. So the Trekker Kids programming is really for younger kiddos who might have a hard time sitting through an hour. of
Right. So
storytelling.
if you're afraid the little ones are going to get restless,
Right.
there's something for them
There's
to
something
do.
for them to do every other week. Check the website,
Good
and we'll
idea.
have those topics listed in this next week.
Well, the quality of the lineup this year just sounds amazing. And I mean, Rosalind Lapierre, I mean, she's been teaching at Harvard, and
Yeah.
I mean, she's the
People
real
really
deal.
like it. Like,
Yeah.
this will just give you an idea of the small town of Missoula in this respect. My sister, who lives on eastern Long Island by Jones Beach, saw some people peering in her window. And they announced themselves as former owners of the house. Turns out to be Judy Perrine and her husband.
No,
Are
Judy
you
and Joe.
Judy and Joe.
They're-
And Judy, of course, had to become my friend on Facebook because my sister's like, "Where are you living now?" She's like, "Oh, honey, we're way out, in Montana." And she's like, "My brother lives in the same town. What are you talking about?" And so Judy and I are friends on Facebook, and they go and they
Every week.
rave about it.
Yeah,
Every week
it
they go
says-
and they have something super positive to say. about
Right.
it.
Yeah.
No, it's a great series, and the way you've built it up over the years is so impressive.
Oh, thanks so much. We love it too.
Yeah.
It's a great
Yeah.
time of year for us.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for
You're
coming
welcome.
on the show.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I'll get
And,
out there.
Yep.
Next, when Nicole comes in for Flagship,
Right.
Scott's going to talk to her with you. Why? Because
Oh.
Scott's been working with Flagship for years and years and years.
Oh, well,
We're in
excellent.
trade places.
Excellent.
So
Okay,
you
good.
can show, you want to show the second part of the library? Well, it could make that a theme. So, dear viewer, this is a.
We're gonna go up the stairs now?
And we're going to go up the stairs to the second floor, which is all for kids. That second floor
yeah.
is going to be shared by Spectrum Science
Spectrum,
Discovery Center,
Families First.
Children's Museum, and the library's children's division. There's going to be a beautiful like storytelling theater thing there, and there's going to be a party room. There's going to be an exhibit of a water table for Glacial Lake Missoula
neat.
in there. And if the government ever got running again, it's possible that there'll be
Fingers crossed.
a grant for a DNA
Oh, I
replica
saw that.
climbing
the
structure.
I saw that.
We'll
Yeah.
just see. So anyway, here's your preview of Dreams.
A little
Come
more
True.
of the dream.
And we'll be right back.
There we are. We're back.
So
We're back.
as you saw, I'm here now.
The magic of television.
And I'm sitting for Joel in this interview because we have a very special guest from the Flagship Program, the director of the Flagship Program, Nicole Mitchell.
Yeah, hi.
Hey.
Look.
Yeah, just at us.
Okay.
Just at us.
Yeah, thanks for having
Nice
me.
little
Good to
conversation.
see you. Yeah.
You know, the first thing I want to know is how many years has Flagship been operating in Missoula County?
Yeah. So it started in 1995.
Wow.
So this will be what, the 24th year, but 23rd year really with like programs running.
Right.
So I know, a long time.
Wow.
Long
That's
enough for
amazing.
kids to have gone through Flagship from kindergarten through 12th grade, go to the university, come back and volunteer.
Oh, that's
Give back.
amazing.
I know, it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, I
That's
did notice
tough.
that there's a couple new programs that you guys did at a couple of the other schools that you are initializing some of the kids who are in middle school from the high school level to come back to some of the middle schools and kind of help out.
Oh yeah. We do that in like mostly Hellgate, because we're in Hellgate and Willard alternative high schools to do mentoring. So like a high school buddies program where they work with kids or partner with kids in middle school or elementary, and yeah, just have that mentoring component.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Of course, I've been doing it for
Yeah,
umpteen amount of
plug
years.
the
Right.
MCAT partnership. Yeah. I know. How long has MCAT been doing
MCAT's
it?
probably been doing it for about 8-9 years now.
I feel like even more. Because it
Like,
started
'cause
at Washington.
We've always done a whole bunch of after-school programs. Joel's did
Yeah.
Artists in the School from back
Oh,
in the day,
nice.
which was another
Oh, really?
after-school program that
Yeah.
helped kids.
That's
Yeah, kind of
awesome.
an evolution throughout the years.
Yeah.
So what other, I mean, you are always changing what you offer
Yes.
and what
Yep.
you're doing with the kids. What's new in in this year? Or,
Gosh, that's a good question.
or just tell us some of the things that are going on in the schools.
Yeah, so we're in 8 different Missoula County public schools. We're in 3 elementary, 3 middle school, and 2 high school. We just finished our fall session, so we're
Right.
wrapping up data, starting and planning for winter spring, which starts February 12th. Let's see, and really, what we offer is kind of based on what the kids are really into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the main ones are like MCAT doing filmmaking. Art ones are always really great. Cooking classes. We partner with the university to bring in volunteers. But you caught me off guard. I'm trying to think of programs that we're offering. One, I just looked at the Washington brochure, and they're offering like a peace and leadership program.
I do
Right.
notice that there's a good amount of cooking classes in there.
Yeah.
That's always that's something new. That's I started
Yeah.
to notice that there were a couple organizations in partnership with the
Yeah,
Flagship Program
yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
You want to talk a little bit more
Yeah.
about some of those because
Yeah.
MCAT's been one of your law partners.
MCAT is a longtime partner.
And what other organizations
Yeah.
have been working with?
Yeah.
Because Empower Montana is going to be on the show
Yeah,
next.
Empower Montana, YWCA with Guts, Freestone, rock climbing. They've been a really great partner for the last couple years. So our high schools go over there once a week and get to rock climb, and Lowell gets to do that too. The Clay Studio is a big one
Oh,
for
great.
Lowell especially.
Right.
Kids get to go over there every week and do work with clay and art. Unparalleled Movement, because they moved into a new space now, kind of over by DraftWorks. So kids get to do, this is a new program that started this fall, which ties into Unparalleled Movement, called Ninja Warriors.
Nice.
Did you ever know
Yes,
that show?
I heard
Or
that.
hear-
They do that at CS Porter.
Yeah, and at
If
Washington.
you're looking at right
Yeah.
now, the website
Yeah.
is flagshipprogram.org.
Oh, yeah.
Is a good resource for anybody. Like it's kind of like a first come first serve. I mean, there's a bunch of
It is.
activities,
Yeah.
and the kids start pretty much signing up like as soon as they get back from winter break.
Yeah. Or just when they get the brochure. Yeah, it's pretty popular because it's free for all the kids at those schools. It's a great time to kind of socialize, meet new friends, make friends, get mentored by positive adults, get a nice snack after school.
Which in partnership with the Missoula.
The Missoula Food Bank.
Got to give a lot.
I
of
know. Gosh,
yeah.
They
I
provide
know.
so many.
Yeah, totally.
So many snacks,
Yeah.
so many healthy
Yeah.
options for a lot
Yeah.
of kids after school.
Yeah, and you asked a great question. So we have this new program called CORE, which is through a 21st Century Grant, where it's more of an academic intervention for kids Monday through Friday, and it's at Hawthorne, Franklin, and CS Porter. And the kids get to go to the Missoula Food Bank and make a meal every
Wow.
Thursday, and then they can bring the meal home and share it with their family.
Wow, that's
it's
great.
super cool. Yeah, so that's a great one. Oh, and MAM was on here. We partner with Missoula Art Museum too.
Yeah.
I know.
Now, I've never understood after all these years what the organizational and funding aspect of the
great
organization is. Can
question.
you talk about that a little bit?
So Flagship's a part of Western Montana Mental Health Center. We started 24 years ago under the United Way.
That's what I thought.
We're there for 2 years and then moved to Western Montana Mental Health Center, which is our permanent home, as a prevention program that provides just a safe place for kids to interact, gives them opportunities, alternatives to engaging in risky behaviors. Our funding is it's a very diverse funding
Really?
model, which I think is good. You know, you should have
Yeah.
a diverse funding.
And every year you have the flagship, where you it's like the flagship, the ship of the flagship.
Oh yeah.
Were you trying to raise money?
It was the regatta.
Regatta.
Yeah. Which we kind of moved into Missoula Gives.
Nice.
We get funding through different grants. There's some federal, some state, some county. Missoula County is very supportive in terms of funding and grants. Foundations, donations.
Donations?
Yeah, is a big one. We have a Friends of Flagship Advisory Committee that helps us set a goal, a fund development plan every year, and help raise funds to meet that goal. So, Yeah, lots of
Nice.
different ways.
And I think one question kind of want to leave on is like the future of the flagship program.
Yeah.
Because I know MCPS is doing their whole 2020 push to like rejuvenate a lot of the old buildings and schools. I want to know if
Yeah.
flagship is maybe working in conjunction, maybe seeing about like.
Gosh, we should.
I'm sure you will be.
I hope so.
Because it's new rooms, new facilities, a whole bunch of new technologies are just going to
Yeah.
help expand a lot of the programs.
Yeah, you'd think, because it does provide such a great extension to the school day in the schools that we're in, and to be in more and to support more families in our community would be amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So for parents or young people who want to see what's available in this coming season, winter, spring, go to flagship.org.
Flagshipprogram.org.
Flagshipprogram.org.
Yeah.
And they can look through all the wonderful selections that are up there. And
Click
I'm
on
sure
the school sites for the
Right.
specific schools. Yeah, and click on the brochure. And the brochures will be coming home soon to the kids too. So
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So they'll get one in their backpack, and
Yep.
then it'll live in their backpack for several
hopefully
months.
not. We'll also send it out maybe through email so parents or guardians can get it that way too.
That's my
Yeah.
bad as a parent. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Things get lost in the backpacks often.
Yeah.
Everything gets lost.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's amazing that you've been doing this all these years,
Yeah.
and it's a great resource for kids and their
Yeah.
families. And
It is for our community.
a real
But you guys make it possible.
Yeah.
MCAT, all the community partners, our whole community, really. That's what makes it work.
thanks, Nicole.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
All right, so are we going to show some more of that
More
library?
more tour.
Oh, okay. It looks like we're going to do that. So. In 2020. So see some of that, and then when we come back, we'll have Empower Montana.
That's correct. That's correct. Joel's in the control room. Yeah. Here he goes. It could happen any minute now. There we go.
And we are back. Sierra and Claire are here from Empower Montana to talk about a beloved annual event here in Missoula,
Awesome.
which is the Martin Luther King Junior Day Community Celebration and Read for Peace. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
You know it. So what's going on this year for the MLK Day?
Lots of stuff. Actually, the day before MLK Day, so the 20th, on Sunday, we're having a film. We're going to be watching King in the Wilderness, and we're going to have a discussion on that. And then we're also going to do that on the next day as well. There was a lot of interest in it. Last year we had to do like an extra screening for it, so we just thought we'd do 2 just to play it safe. And yeah,
It's a terrific documentary. I mean, it's really powerful.
King in the Wilderness.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of it. What does it entail?
yeah, it's about Dr. Martin Luther King and just like his journey, and just I don't really have like the best words to sync it all up.
But it
Where
sounds
is that?
powerful
Where is
and
the showing going to
popular.
be?
Yeah, so the one on Sunday is at the University of Montana. It's going to be in the UC, the ballroom. And it's from 1 to 4. And then the one on the next day is at the Roxy from 1 to 4 as well.
Cool.
And it's free.
Yeah. Oh, great. Roxy, dear viewers at 718 South Higgins, you could just put Roxy Theater Missoula in your web browser and see. So you have seen this documentary and recommend it.
Yes, it's terrific, and it's about the struggles kind of in the middle part, of his career when before he makes this big leap forward into a more national figure,
Oh,
and
interesting.
it's
Okay.
really, really good.
Yeah. And well, let's carry on with the January 21st day itself. So the screening and discussion at Roxy is free at 1 p.m.
Yep.
Then you've got the cheat sheet too, but you should say.
Yeah, and then we have our youth-led rally at Karis Park, which I'm super excited about. We have some youth speaking there, and then we'll have a performer, and it's just a good time for people to come out and just see like the work that youth do.
Nice. And that's 5 p.m. at Karis Park.
Yep, that'll be 5 to about 5:30. It's short and sweet because it's always a little cold.
Right.
Yeah, but it's always a favorite and just a really great way for us to all see the power of youth-led action.
Do you know what the performance entails? Surprise.
It's gonna be a song performance.
Okay.
Yeah, a little music, get people going for the
Right.
day. Yeah.
And then a march across the bridge.
Yep. Yeah. And this year, we're really excited because ASUM is working with us to provide transportation from the rally to St. Anthony's Parish as well. Just because,
that's great.
Not everyone has it in them to walk all that way. Or,
Right.
Yeah. That's
some-
true. I mean, I'm really glad that the march is part of it because that seems to reflect the history of that nonviolent action.
Yes.
The parade, the march, the resistance, all that. So
But it's also good to have options.
not
for people
everybody
who
can
can't
do
that.
it. And
Yeah.
who knows, it could be
Right.
10 degrees, it could be 32.
Yeah.
And we were talking earlier because the ending destination is different this year, right?
Yeah, it is. In the past, it's been at St. Paul's Church, and now it's at St. Anthony's, which is on Tremont Street.
Yes, it's 217 Tremont.
Thank you.
Anytime.
He is a Google Map
I get so
sitting
worried.
right here.
Yeah, it's just that I get worried. The dear viewer watching
know,
the
you're so
show,
good.
they're like, "Where is that? I don't know." And that kind of. So yes, and it's a modern sort of interior in St. Anthony's.
But it's a bigger space, I
and
think.
it's a
That was
bigger
one of the,
space.
yeah.
Yeah, we didn't want to break any fire codes this year.
That's wonderful, though,
Yeah.
that Empower Montana's worked to put on this event year after year, and it's been growing, and
Yeah.
attendance has been growing.
Yeah, and just our community partners too have really stepped up and put in so much time and energy with us as well. So we're not having to do it all alone. We have some
Yeah.
great community partners.
Who are some of those partners? You've talked about ASUM, for instance, and
Yeah, our committee has really grown. I think we have a lot of people from the university, from the YWCA,
Okay.
just a lot of just general community members wanting to participate. So there's a lot of people that are really interested in wanting to help. So
It's a huge day of a lot of moving parts, and it takes a village to pull off MLK Day.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because I'll just use the cheat sheet a little. That at St. Anthony's Church at 217 Tremont, it's in the Science Street neighborhood, featuring our keynote address from University of Montana alumni, current Grizzlies running back coach and former NFL running back Justin Green.
Wow.
And every year you guys put on the MLK essay contest.
Yeah,
and that's always wonderful to see the winner.
Yeah, it's really exciting. We got to go through all of the submissions, and it was just really awesome. We had a lot of people submit art and essays, so it was really cool.
That's
our
great.
Youth Advisory Council gets to choose the winners, and there were 330 submissions.
Wow, 330.
That's amazing.
How many awards did you give?
26.
All right.
So we had a couple ties.
Yeah.
But it was really hard to choose some of them. They're all really good.
I think it's a wonderful thing, that essay contest, because it invites people to look at history, which, they always say you're doomed to repeat it, and so on. And sometimes with young people, you say, well, when John F. Kennedy, who? The Vietnam War, what? Martin Luther King, who's that? Is that guy on TV now?
Well, I mean, it's like with winter storytelling.
Yes.
And this is in a different day and age, but it's the same concept, which is we need to keep repeating our stories and telling them and sharing them.
And then after the presentation in the church, and there are other people, Brittany Hunter, Andre Floyd, Eden Atwood, Simon Fielding, and others.
It's going to be some good music with Andre Floyd and Eden Atwood.
Choir directed by Christopher Hahn.
Oh, wow.
Music.
Yeah, these are like community choirs, our first year doing it, and he's just like gathered some people and gonna sing, and
that'll be really
nice.
Yeah.
Community dinner and social.
Yes.
In the cellar afterwards.
Yeah.
Now, whoa, that's at St. Paul's. Is that right?
Does it say St. Paul's?
I swear.
I think that's just, it's a typo. You found their typo for them.
Oh, is that right? Okay, good. Because they'll just go downstairs at St. Anthony's. They're not going to go over to the old location of Brooks.
Right.
Correct.
All right, we've got that.
Right.
It's all right, people.
So if people want to go to St. Anthony's for the church events, is that all free?
Mm-hmm.
But then there must be some sort of charge for the dinner.
There's
$5.
just suggested donation of $10 for a family, $5 for an individual. But we like to make sure everyone gets a good meal.
Yeah, so money shouldn't be a big obstacle either.
Right.
And I wanted to say one thing about it, and I forgot. I know, because you want to go to your thing, so we'll finish up soon. But I wondered if we gave justice to Empower Montana.
Oh,
if you want to just kind of tell people, Empower Montana's been working in Missoula for many years, and just say a little about the mission.
Yeah, we are coming up on 20 years.
Wow.
Which is really exciting. Yeah, so we're a leadership development organization, and we really work with students, with educators, with community members all across the state, empowering individuals to really take action in their communities, to be a better ally to marginalized community members, and to create more inclusive and welcoming spaces. And so we host a lot of workshops and trainings and run some after-school programs. So we do a lot.
You guys do a lot.
Yeah.
And they were, you might remember them as the National Coalition Building Institute, NCI.
yes.
And then after a lot of soul searching and finding true north and whatever, they became their own.
Empower Montana. Everyone remembers that now, and I think that was a great switch.
Yeah. Thank you so much for working on this
event.
Yeah.
It'll be another great day, I'm sure of it.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
And thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
Yes.
And thank you, dear viewer, for watching this, our first Missoula Live of 2019. We're going to come back on January the 28th.
Good.
I know I'm going to have some people from the Natural History Museum.
Okay.
And also the community lecture at university. That series through the alumni office is starting up. So there'll be Jeff Badenoch and some of the presenters of that series when we see you guys in 2 weeks. So.
Okay. So now they're going to get to see the whole tour uninterrupted. Is that the plan?
Okay. You want to give them that? I don't know. Do you want to go from where it left off? And I'll
Okay.
just set up the clip. So this is the new library that's being worked on right now. If you go to MCAT.org and our final slide on our slideshow on our home page and click on it, you can actually see like a closed circuit picture of the construction work.
fun
Anytime,
to
day or
watch.
night, it's updated every 2 minutes. In addition to this fanciful walkabout in the new $35 million facility
Yeah.
that MCAT is going to occupy a teeny corner of.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I know it's going to be, we're too excited. We'll be in the southeast corner, just like a little mouse with a piece of cheese. Very happy. Anyway, until next time, I'm Joel Baird.
And I'm Kim Anderson.
Thank you for watching.
Thanks.